This morning, Orange County commissioners are set to make a big decision in the battle over paid sick time.
Yeah, and this could mean two separate competing measures on the ballot coming up in November. So this is confusing what's going to happen here. And Fox 35's Ray Ramundi is live in Orange County with more on this. All right, Ray, there's a lot of confusion about exactly what this is going to mean. Break it down for us.
Absolutely, John. The Commission will particularly decide later this afternoon is whether or not they will be able to add an additional measure on the November ballot that will essentially ban government from regulating employee relations and benefits, which include regulating paid sick time. And if the Orange County Commission votes on that measure later this afternoon, well, that will essentially make the initial paid time sick initiative, which supporters of that initiative worked hard to get it on the ballot just last month and got over 50,000 signatures to get onto the November ballot, null and void. Now, this, of course, has been an ongoing battle between those who support paid time sick initiatives, which will essentially allow workers to earn 1 hour of sick time every 37 hours that they work. Business owners here don't want paid sick time to happen because they say the measure would be too costly and cost hundreds of jobs to be lost here in Orange County. Now, over the last 24 hours, supporters and proponents of the initiative have been working the phones and social media to encourage the masses to attend the meeting here, which is expected to start at 1:30 this afternoon. Commissioners are expecting dozens of people to testify during this meeting, and we're told by many that it's expected to last for hours. Of course, we will be inside that commission meeting and bring you the very latest as we get it. For now, we're live this morning outside the Orange County Administration Building. John, we'll send it right back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Ray. So they both may be on the ballot in November, and a local college professor from Rollins College authored a report showing that the sick time measure could end up costing businesses there in Orange County millions of dollars each and every year. And joining us on Good Day this morning is Dr. Bill Seyfried. Dr. Seyfried, thanks so much for coming in. Appreciate your time today.
Right, pleasure to be here.
Okay, let's talk about, first of all, where you came up with these numbers. How did you crunch all this to come up with this number of, what, $69 to $82 million in additional costs per year?
It gets very complex, but basically I tried to estimate how much sick time people would take under this proposal, and rather than coming up with my own number, I used the number by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. He showed recently that the average person takes 4 days of sick leave per year, something like this.
So was it basically as easy as crunching the numbers, saying, all right, if we have this many people who take this many 6 days times how much they make per hour, that's the number you came up with?
Yeah, it gets a little bit more complex. I had to figure out how much for each people would qualify for under each industry, like leisure and hospitality and manufacturing, how much they get paid, and therefore how much the employers would have to, in cost they would have to include various fringe benefits. And I used estimates from one of the supporters, the Institute for Women's Policy Research, to come up with some of those numbers and then tally them up. I documented it as well as I could, and in fact somebody at the last moment found extra data that instead of having 4 days overall, they found data by industry, so I came up with a second set of calculations, which no other study had done, that broke it down industry by industry of how, like in leisure and hospitality, people take 2 sick days on average. Others may take 5. So that's why you got the two numbers, gotcha. 69 and 82 million.
Now, outside of the costs here, again, 69 to 82 million dollars per year is what you came up with. What are business owners and others saying about the numbers that you came up with? What would it do to local businesses?
A lot of businesses are very concerned. I've spoken to several, and I'm not going to quote any particular ones, but some of them say, oh, I already offer paid sick leave of 5 days. Well, under this proposal, it would have to be up to 7 days. People could earn up to 7, maybe less, depends on how many hours you work. Also, part-timers are included and temporary workers are included. And in addition, it gets complex, it's work done within Orange County. So if a company has people working part of the time in Osceola or Seminole and part of it in Orange, they have to maintain the records to find out how much of it's in Orange County, because only that work earns paid sick leave.
Now, I know you crunched the numbers here, you looked at all the data here, but I'm sure you've heard from people who say, come on, this is the right thing for businesses to do. Do you have a response to just mainly focused on the numbers?
I always trying to be as objective as possible. And let me say right now, most people don't know me, so instead of just trusting my word, you could look on my blog, bill-seyfried.blogspot.com. I think that may be linked on the
we'll get it up on the website.
And you could look at it for yourself, because this gets kind of complex, and nowadays there's a lot of noise out there, so you could just check it out yourself. But paid sick leave's a nice thing. Paid vacations, paid time off are nice things, but there's costs involved. And a lot of small businesses are the ones who are particularly going to be affected by this. Nationally, over 80% of large corporations offer paid sick leave already. Only 50% of small businesses do. So this is going to disproportionately affect small businesses, and a lot of them are still struggling. And so imposing an additional cost may not be good. If they want to do it, great. But to mandate that small businesses and large businesses have to do this may not be the best thing, particularly in a weak economy like we have today.
All right, once again, Rollins College professor Dr. Bill Seyfried. We'll make sure that's posted on the website so people can read over it. Doctor, thanks so much. Good to see you today.
Thank you very much.
All right, 7:18 here on Good Day. Let's turn our attention